Imagine a world where Superman, Goku, Saitama, and even the literal gods stand united against one common threat. And it's against a kid, a preschooler in fact, wearing a green getup, flying out of a glowing book with a keyboard in hand. That's right. Today we're talking about Wyatt Beanstalk, better known as Super Y, the unassuming protagonist of the PBS Kids show Super Y, and why, when taken literally, he might just be one of the most overpowered characters in the history of fiction. At first glance, Super Y seems innocent enough. The show, after all, is aimed at teaching preschoolers how to read. It's bright, colorful, full of talking pigs and princesses, but under the surface, buried underneath the sing-alongs and storybook adventures, is one of the most broken ability sets ever written for a fictional character because Super Y isn't all about just reading stories, he rewrites them. With his magical tool, the Y Writer, a glowing red stylus, and a keyboard combo, Y can enter any book, locate the sentence that defines the situation, and change a single word. And when the word changes, the entire story changes with it. It's not just metaphorical, it's symbolic. It's not a reading exercise. The world inside the book reshaped itself to reflect his editorial changes. That's narrative level casualty manipulation, and that's terrifying. Take Season 1, Episode 1 of Super Y, where Wyatt and his friends enter the story of the three little pigs. The pigs were struggling to escape the big bad wolf who's blowing down their houses that were made of straws and sticks. So Super Y edits the sentence, "There was once a big bad wolf," and replaces the word big with small and bad with good. Instantly, reality shifts. The wolf has shrunken and is good. The conflict resolved itself. No battle, no resistance, just a few words, and the universe obeys. In another episode, Super Y changes the Sleeping Beauty personality and behavior by being active and awake. This not only changes their mood, that's rewriting the mental states on a fundamental level. Imagine doing that to the Joker, or Thanos, or Homelander. Wyatt could. This isn't limited to emotion or housing materials. He changed the word fast to slow, altering the outcome of a real race in real time. Or he could change the word falling to floating, granting characters the power to defy gravity. What Wyatt is doing is he is writing down and replacing words with commands, if you really think about it. Rules of the universe that gets rewritten with a preschooler's touch. And it happens again and again, across dozens of episodes. What's more, these changes are permanent. The characters inside the story don't remember the old timeline, they accept the new reality as if it was always that way. That means Super Y edits don't just rewrite the present, they retroactively rewrite the past and reshape the future. The timeline collapses into the version he creates. That's retro-casualty. In fiction, that's the domain of gods, multiversal entities, and metafictional beings, and Super Y does it with a cheerful smile and a sparkly font. Now let's talk about his multiversal reach. In every episode, Super Y and his team jump into a glowing storybook portal that leads to a completely different universe. Each book contains its own world, with its own physics, characters, stakes, and moral lessons. These include fairy tales like The Little Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk, The Tortoise and the Hare, The Princess and the Pea, and many more. And he has the power to alter all of them. That means Wyatt is technically a multiversal threat. Each book is his own pocket reality, and he rewrites the laws of each without resistance. There's no evidence that any story is beyond his reach. If it's written, he can enter it. If he can read it, he can change it. Now let's apply this to a wider genre. Could Super Y be Goku? Realistically, yeah. Wyatt doesn't have the physical capabilities to fight off Goku, but he can change words. He can change the word strong to weak. End of the fight. Could he beat Superman? Sure. Change invulnerable to vulnerable, or better yet, alive to asleep, or asleep to dead. If the story contains a sentence, or if he can add it himself, he can alter the fundamental attributes to his opponent. Even metaphysical beings like Dr. Manhattan or Zeno from Dragon Ball Super could fall to a well-placed verb swap. And don't forget, Super Y can enter any storybook, so if there's a manga lying around or a comic book, or any book in that matter that has a story, that's fair game. He can jump in and change it. The only characters who might resist are those with metafictional awareness, beings like Bugs Bunny, Deadpool, but even then, we don't know if they can block a rewrite. There's no canonical resistance to Super Y's word manipulation in his own universe, no force has ever stopped him from editing the story, and there's no indication he has an upper limit. In fact, his only restriction is choosing the right word, and he always does. Let's not forget about his other abilities. Super Y can fly, but not at impressive speeds. He can summon tools from thin air, he can communicate across different universes, he leads a team of heroes that share the same abilities as Wyatt in a different fashion, each with their own skill set. Alpha Pig builds with letters, Princess Presto summons items by spelling them into existence, Wonder Red alters story logic using rhyming words. If we take the logic of their universe literally, the Super Readers are a squad of reality warpers, with Wyatt being the apex threat. And here's the kicker, he never portrayed as overpowered. The show plays this completely straight. To the characters, rewriting reality is just how you solve problems. You change the word and everything fixes itself. That's normal logic of this universe. If Wyatt were dropped into any other fictional world, his powers wouldn't diminish, they break the story instantly. He's not constrained by power levels, he's constrained by story comprehension. In a way, Super Y operates on a higher fictional plane than most characters. He lives and edits his own worlds, and he edits others. He's a child with a pen that controls destiny, and nobody questions it. That puts him in the same league as characters like the Writer from DC, or Truth from Full Metal Alchemist, except unlike them, Wyatt is hands-on. He doesn't need permission, he just finds a sentence and rewrites it. So what's the catch? Does Super Y have a weakness? The show never establishes one because of course it is a kids show and that's not what they're aiming for. He doesn't get tired from writing, he isn't stopped by powerful foes, he's never blocked by narrative barriers, the only thing that stops him is the end of the episode. But in a literal versus debate where fates matter and consistency counts, he stands among the most broken figures in fiction. So next time someone says can he be Goku or ask if Saitama can solo said verse, tell them that they're thinking small. There's a green cape preschooler out there who can rewrite them all with a single keystroke. A kid whose idea of problem solving is redefining the fabric of the universe, or in other words, changing the story. And that is Super Y. Thanks for watching. If you guys do enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more ridiculous video, and comment down below what other shows that everyone seems to underestimate or forget about, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.